I'm gonna talk to you about 7 skills that I've acquired over the last couple of years that I know for sure I wasn't born with, and see my income go to multiple 7 figures. Skill number 1, sales and persuasion. One of the most important skills you can have is knowing how to sell or persuade. Like, write that down. Do you know how to sell or persuade? The reason why most people struggle financially is because they're not good salespeople. Maybe they're just not getting, like, I start my sales process out with attitude. Before we even start with the discovery process, the things that we have to talk about, does your attitude look like you truly care about the customer? I know that sounds like such a basic skill, but I've had hundreds of salespeople text my phone and say, man, just learning from you guys how to out-care the competition and bring an authentic level of like good energy to the sales process has changed everything for me. So I want to ask you, the ability to close deals and articulate value is going to be essential for you guys to make your wealth. Promise you. Sam, you got to get out there and prospect, and you got to be able to articulate the value. And when you're selling, what's the number 1 skill to sales? Belief. Do you believe in you? Do you believe in your product? Do you believe in what you sell? Do you believe that what you're doing makes an impact? Are you bought in on it? Okay? Closing isn't just about selling products. It's about negotiating contracts and business deals. Partnerships. It's about convincing freaking vendors or people that are coming into your company, or as you scale, to get better deals and better terms. It's about leading employees and future leaders in your company, influencing other people. It's about leading your family. It's so funny when you figure out somebody's dominant buying motive. The other day, I was asking my son, he was like, Jacqueline calls me and she says, Evan, I want to go out with the moms. She's on like these mom Facebook groups. And my wife, if you don't know, she was a high level entrepreneur. She made more money than me when I got with her. First time in history I ever dated up, and she was the first asset. I've always had liabilities. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I've always been the liability chaser. I don't know why. The other day my son was with me at home and he's like, Dad, can we watch TV? And I'm like the easy dad. I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. Let's watch. What do we want to watch? A little war movie? You're 2 years old. You want to watch some heads get ripped off? Viking? I'm like, damn, Evan, you can't be doing that, dude. That's my internal battle. I'm like, he's not ready for that stuff yet. I'm like, damn, I just want to watch a Viking movie with my son. But as I'm talking to him, he's like, focus on the TV, right? We put Spider-Man on. He doesn't like that. We put this on. And then finally, I'm like, man, she wouldn't want me watch it. She hates the big kid watching TV. She's like, she hates TV. She didn't even want TV in our house. So then I'm like, why don't we go play basketball? He's like, no. Why don't we go do this? No. Why don't we go do this? No. Why don't we go do this? No. Dad, TV. Wouldn't stop until I brought up the train set. Boom. Immediately his mindset shifted. And I saw something in his eyes where it was like, that was the key. Out of 17 things that I said, the one thing was the key. And then I started painting a picture and telling a story. Man, remember the last time we played with your train set? Remember how much fun we had? I started selling them. Next thing you know, boom, we're off. My problem is solved. Leading your family, leading the people around you, all of it is sales. All of it is influence. Found his dominant motive. I went through a few things and then I isolated it and started selling that thing that would help us both get to the solution that we needed to go to. Sales is so important. Mastering the skills that gives you control over your income and your financial future all comes down to closing, sales, and persuasion. And there's a lot of little micro skills that you have to learn. So for me, in order to make millions, the way that I had to do it was number 1, master sales. Then getting into my skill number 2 that you need to master, which is leadership and team communication. Business is a team sport. Wake up. I was a star player most of my life. Like, I'm an underdog in the sense of I don't come from a family of like millionaires, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I've always had a chip on my shoulder. I've always been a winner. I've always wanted to win. I've always been a sore loser too. My daughter is a sore loser and I don't mind it. I remember growing up, parents would be like, don't be a sore loser. I'm like, please. I hope you're a sore loser. Like, you want him to be okay with losing? My daughter throws a little fit. I got to go to the car with her. We got to talk about it. I'm like, good. She's taking losing hard. Some of the people that I coach need to take losing a little bit harder. Get emotional about it. I get so pissed off, man. Yeah, I would rather not lose than win any day. Like, I just don't want to be a loser. I don't want to lose. Like, I have an identity that I have to work my way to the top, and I'll do whatever it takes to get there. And sometimes that's about getting crazy, but balance doesn't exist. Let me explain to you guys. Like, balance, it does not exist. Now, listen, do I have a family? Am I a good father? Yes, it's one of the most important things to me. But let me explain balance to you. You have to have work-life integration. You have to get your family sold on the dream and to be there with you. You can integrate that, but there's gonna be a lot of unbalanced stuff. So do you understand that? Are you okay with that? Have you painted the picture? Have you sold your family the dream? And then when you sell the family the dream, are you getting them to buy in along the way? So I want you to write this down. Business is a team sport. Your success depends on others. Okay? You master sales, then you move to leadership, man. Great leaders, I want you to write this down. They inspire and motivate their team. Nobody wants to be around a dull, boring, negative leader. Nobody. If I'm around you, I want you to be uplifting. I want you to be hard on me. Yeah, I want a coach. I want somebody to tell me when I'm bullshitting. You know, but I also want somebody that I can come to and say, hey man, I'm having an issue. You know, I'm pretty proud of that. I think my team relies on me in a lot of ways where they can come to me if they're having an issue or a problem, and I could be their shoulder to cry on. But I can also be the guy that's going to whoop that ass. Like, there's two of me, man. You know, that's the same as being a good dad, a good person. You got to be able to inspire and motivate your team, but I want you to write this down. Communicate a clear vision. Most leaders, the reason why people can't get bought in on your vision is just because you're not good at telling them where they fit inside of it, where they're going to be in 6 months, where the company's going. Like, think about yourself as a good boat captain. And by the way, I'm talking to some of you guys as if you run a high-level organization, because you will one day. And some of you guys do. Put this down. Build a strong company culture. Man, you can't build a culture if you don't have a vision. Can't build a culture if you're not able to articulate your core values. One of the things that I learned the most that hurt my career and myself and my mentality, my character, my reputation early on was just not having the right core values. It wasn't having the right things that I stuck to. I was always the guy, I was very influenced, just like all of you guys, by the people around me, right? And so I was okay with like cutting corners with certain people. That's why Andy got in trouble. I wasn't a good guy all the time. You know why? Because I saw people that were doing something, I thought it was normal, or even if I didn't think it was normal, I didn't speak up. I didn't have a strong backbone. I didn't have a strong belief. I didn't have a strong belief in myself that if I didn't agree with that and I wanted to go someplace else or start my own thing, that I'd be able to do it. Number 3 skill that you gotta master, man, if you wanna make millions. Public speaking, man. Look, dude, more people are scared of public speaking than anything in the entire world. More people are people are less scared of freaking death than they are of public speaking. I was one of them. If you ever want to go back and just watch how people evolve. One of the things that I like to do the most on YouTube is I'll go to the YouTube videos and I'll go to their oldest video. Okay, a good mentor of mine over the last couple of years, Bedros Koulian. Like, I'll go back to his videos, and you could do it with Andy. You could do it with Andy Frisella. Anybody in the world that has a YouTube channel. If you're like, well, I don't know that my stuff is valuable, and I don't know all this shit, and I don't know what it's gonna sound like. Go back to the people that you look up to the most and watch their videos and see how uncertain they are and watch what they look like, watch how they sound, and then years of speaking and talking and running to pressure will teach you how to operate like they operate. They all sucked. They all sucked, and I find a lot of motivation from that. Public speaking is one of the most powerful leadership skills that you can have. I, early on, only spoke to 3 or 4 people on a team. I remember Andy putting us in front of master closer seminars, Zoom calls that we didn't want to be a part of, and luckily I had a mentor that forced me to get out there and use my voice. I hated it. Now I don't even worry about it. I don't even worry about it. I'm going to speak to 300 or 400 people at the Hustle Summit tomorrow. Or Saturday. It's like, I don't even know what day it is. Like, I don't even care. Give me the mic. Let me get up there and I'm going to jam out, and I'm not caring what you think of me. I know that I'm going to deliver something that's going to help somebody. And somebody in the crowd, no matter what, is going to have this dumbass look on their face like, oh, this guy's stupid. And I'm just going to go even harder. And I'm going to look that person in their eyes like Andy does. Like, I don't know if you've ever been in the crowd with Andy, but he feels like he looks through the back of your soul. But here's what I'll tell you. Once I started to do it, it wasn't that scary for me. A lot of our guys, I've made them or encouraged them to go to Toastmasters. Like, there's one in every one of your city. Like, go there. Like, go to your freaking local chamber of commerce and get up in front of 20 people and tell them what you think how the city would get better. Who cares? Just start speaking. You know, if you're in a company right now and you're an entrepreneur, not an entrepreneur on here, go get used to talking to people. It boosts confidence. I want you to write that down. If you can get out there and speak, tell your story, and be able to help people change their life, it's gonna boost your confidence. What it will also happen, will it boost your credibility? Yeah. What's my credibility like with you guys? Because I have that confidence. It's huge. My credibility score's huge. You wouldn't be on here if it wasn't. Okay, but think about this, okay? Public speaking helps your influence, and it inspires, like you can get to inspiring large audience of customers, large audiences of people, large audiences of recruits, or things like that to come your way. Okay, Raymond, he's in solar. So imagine he starts to get better at these things, and then he needs to get up in front of a panel at SolarCon and go speak, and he can deliver a message that's fire. You think say there's 50 people in the room on a panel, and 20 of those people are recruit or reps at a different company, and he delivers something that moves them. Well, all of a sudden, all those guys want to be on his team. What if he got 10 of those people as producers? He just made another $1 million for the year. Wow, imagine that. Because why? Because he was running the pressure. He was actually going out on his days off and intentionally putting himself in uncomfortable situations. Number 4, financial literacy. Man, you can't master money if you don't understand your financial statements, if you don't start to understand your balance sheets, your income statements, your cash flow reports. I mean, listen, man, I know some of that stuff may sound like foreign language to you. Here's what I'll tell you about just learning the basics of financing and learning the basics. Look, you can go make all the money in the world. You can go make all the money in the world. Let's say you made $5 million last year. Let's say you made $2 million. Let's say you made $500,000 and you wanted to scale your company to $1 million. Well, would you make more money? Would you make more money if you scaled it to $1 million? Or would you just have that many more problems and you only made an extra 50 grand, 100 grand because you don't understand what's actually going on in your business? I was that guy up until 2 years ago. I found a fractional CFO that took over my finances and started actually teaching me how to understand some of these things. The wealthy manage their money. If you don't track it, you can't improve it. So let me give you just a couple of basic tips. Okay, you have your variable finances and you have your fixed finances. You have your fixed expenses. So imagine this, your fixed expenses. What are those going to be? Your rent, your mortgage, your light bill, the things that happen every single month, no matter what, you couldn't even change them. Those are your fixed expenses. Now, your variable stuff, DoorDash, gas, different things, clothes, different stuff like that. Do you put it on a spreadsheet and you're tracking it, and every month you just look up at it and you got a little bit better? Maybe you start to look up at it. Guys, this is one of the hardest things to do. If you actually pulled up your statements and you started highlighting, like if you got off and you started highlighting the stupid shit you spend money on, and then you started to cut some of it out, you would realize I made decisions based off of my reports to save a couple $100 grand this year on just a couple of small decisions. That might be assistance. That might be marketing. That might be different projects that you've taken on that are actually distractions, and they're not actually, they're noise. Like, they're noise. Some of us take on different things and investments and stuff, and it's just noise. And at the end of the day, if it wasn't distracting us, we'd go make a lot more money. I have a finance meeting with my brother's family, my family, and we go over, I pull it up on our TV screen, and I go over Ian's finances for last month, my finance, in front of our wives. So we start to compete as a family on who's saving more money and who's spending money and what it looks like. And then we go over our business. And then we go over our cash flow reports, and we go over what's in the business, what we're making. And then I paint the vision. And I don't ever tell people hey, listen, you have a problem or you made a mistake. I'm like, hey, listen, here's some lessons that we've learned. Here's where we got to go in the next 3 months. Can we get this down $5 grand a month? Can we get this down $2 grand? Can we set a budget for this, clothes, accessories, these things? Can we set a budget? Cool. Now let's move into how we can, save an extra X amount of money for the next 6 months. And guys, I'm just telling you, you don't have to have a high level CFO like I have. You don't have to have that. What you could do is just very basic. Me and Jacqueline and I, 3 years ago, there's apps now. She had some app that was a spreadsheet, and we would track our expenses, and every month we would get together and talk about it. If you can't manage money, you're never gonna go make it to the next level, okay? That's been the biggest growth for me over the last 2 years, and I plan on that being my biggest growth this year, is really getting good at not only making it, but keeping it. There's a whole different, I can make a lot of money, but keeping it is a whole different story. So learn how to keep it. Invest more in yourself, less into the bullshit that holds you back.
Hey guys, it's the Macklin Twins. Let's go. Hey guys, if you have any questions at all, we want you to text us. Our phone number is 480-780-2203, and one of us will get back to you. We got your back for life. Let's get back to the video. Let's go. Let's go, baby.
Number 5, persuasion in print. Write this down. Persuasion in print. You could call it copywriting, whatever. Guys, some of you guys need to get used to posting. You need to get used to taking what's in your mind and putting it on paper. Basically, what happens is we'll be sitting there in the morning. I'll be sitting there. We usually work out, then we get in the hot tub, and then whatever's on our mind, we'll put it in our notes, and we'll start coming up with like whatever it is, like whatever comes to your mind. Those thoughts, those things that you have to get used to taking them and putting them on paper and then post them on the internet. You know, one of the biggest things that you can do is learn how to be persuasive in advertising, in branding. Now listen, if you're a small business owner, you are the marketing department, you are the branding department, you are the advertising department. If you're a salesperson, are you the advertising department for your brand? Yes, man. So in order to get good at it, you just have to start today. You have to start. Strong written persuasion skills can exponentially increase your wealth. Huge, huge. I've just gotten good at practicing them over the last couple of years. You can start today. It helps with business proposals and contracts. It will help with advertising and branding. It will help with sales pages, emails, social media marketing. It's so important, and it's a crucial business skill for you to develop. It's so important. So when I say copywriting, I'm talking about, can you get good at persuading people on your beliefs and your ideas on a post? Who cares if somebody doesn't like it? Doesn't matter. It's what you believe, and what you'll start to do is attract more people like you. Dude, who wants more clients like them that you like? That when you look at the phone, you're like, damn, Cherish is calling me. Hell yeah, that's my girl. And you're like, what's up, Cherish? And you just like that person because you've attracted a certain amount of clients. Who wants more recruits in their company that like, you want more salespeople selling that are like you? You're gonna have to post more shit on social media. You know that this thing is like the freest, best thing in the planet? Like, you're distracted right now getting caught in other people's traps. Why don't you start setting some traps? Everybody say set traps. Get good at persuasion. Persuasion in print. Number 6, priority management, okay? Time management. The truth about time management, we shouldn't even call it that. We should call it what I said first, priority management. You can't really manage the time, but you can manage your priority. Truth is, okay? So one of the things that I've done recently, and literally I just turned down 2 meetings before we got on this call, where some people in my company were trying to set an appointment before 2 p.m. You can't do it. You can't set an appointment before 2 p.m. Can't do it. You can't get on the schedule before 2 p.m. Sorry, dude. Why? What's before 2 p.m., guys? High income earning activities, sales activities, me dealing with my sales team, me selling stuff. I still sell every day. Like Andy always believes that no matter what division you are in your company, doesn't matter what level you are at the company, you're always gonna sell. No matter what, like your rest of your life. So you better just get used to it. So I'll manage and sell, but like I'll manage and do like admin, marketing, different tasks like that towards the back half of the day. The front half of the day when my energy is the highest, that's when I'm on the phones. That's when I'm checking up on people. That's when I'm grabbing salespeople, in my company, I'm helping them close deals. Okay, so manage your priorities. I want you to think about this. Successful people eliminate low value tasks and focus on high impact activities. Now, there's a really good book. It's Who Not the How. Yeah, Who Not the How. Now, if you're a small business, it's not going to be how you're going to get to making an additional million. It's going to be who's going to get you there, right? Like Jonan and Enrique, who are sitting right here, they're some of my who's. Like, I need more who's around me. Who's going to help me get my brand out there? It wasn't me. It's not how was Evan going to do it. I can't post the content, manage the channels. Dude, I don't do any of that. You guys realize I don't do any of that. I show up. I'm like the talent. I show up, do the stuff. These guys find the clips. That's their job. They put it out there. So as you scale Find the things that also don't set you on fire and get other people to do them. And delegate, okay? Time is so important for you. Obviously, we know you don't get that back. Time is your most valuable asset. I want you to write that down so you actually understand it. Because some of you guys do run small businesses and you're wasting so much time on stupid shit that you could get other people to do for you, and you could do some research on it, man. Like, listen, but also you got to be careful if you're getting out of control. You got to look at it and you got to say, okay, is the person that I'm hiring have enough value that they're going to make a big dent in the bottom line? Or can I do it? Or can I find somebody that's cheaper that can do it? What do I got to find? And then you got to be smart. Business is business, man. Look, I love it. I treat my company like everybody in my company like family. But at the end of the day, too, we run a business. So think about it for a second. Are there some people right now that are holding you back in your company? Are there some people right now that you feel like you're chained to, golden handcuffed to? Maybe there's some salespeople or top producers that you feel like, man, if I lost this guy, I couldn't make any more money, but they're cancerous. Well, here's how you fix that. Recruiting. Recruiting will fix all that stuff. Recruiting, is that a high priority for you? Get out there and find some more people. Create some new competition in there. Get rid of their asses. I guarantee you, you'll go up, man. Anytime we've ever lost anybody that was cancerous, that we felt like we had golden handcuffs to, and we made a hard decision, my life changed. Number 7, okay? This is the biggest thing that holds everybody back. Mindset mastery, okay? Mental barriers will prevent your success, man. It's all you. It ain't anybody else. If you're not making the money that you want to make right now, that's your fault. That's you. Maybe some of you guys may be like, well, I'm capped out at my job. Cool, man. You've been too scared to go bet on something else and go do something bigger. That's your fault. That ain't anybody else's, okay? I'm just telling you right now, everything is mindset. I want you guys to write this down. Fear, self-doubt, limiting beliefs, procrastination, and negativity. Lack of confidence, frustration, and emotional stability. Those are the mental barriers. Fear, self-doubt. Fear and self-doubt. God, the devil wants you to live in fear and self-doubt, guys. He wants you thinking you're not enough. He wants you thinking all of this shit, dude. He wants you not believing in yourself, second-guessing how you're going to sound, thinking about all of your insecurities and weaknesses. He wants you focused on that. Are you going to stay focused on it? Or are you going to say, you know what? Screw you. I'm going for this shit. And every time he starts to creep in, can you say, you got to master that self-mastery. You got to say, nah, man, I know that's bullshit. That ain't me. How many times a day is that going to happen? Hundreds, thousands sometimes. But here's what you do. You get a little tougher. You start to get more, you start to master yourself. You start to realize when you're getting negative and you're starting to pass that along to your wife or something and it's your fault. Okay? Has nothing to do with her. It has nothing to do with your boss. It ain't got nothing to do with anybody but you. Okay? So write that down. Lack of confidence, frustration, emotional stability. That's your weakness. Celebrate it though. Don't get down on it. Celebrate your weaknesses. Because you found your weakness. And that's the things that you can grow the most. And people that I've coached are like, man, I want to get to the question that I have to ask to close this prospect. I'm like, I've told you that. I've told you that. Okay? I might mention it here and there. You know what you suck at the most? Not doing the shit that you say you're going to do. Because if you just did that, we wouldn't even have this problem. You would have already tested that word track 500 times and you'd have figured it out, but your mindset's weak. But also your self-confidence and your lack of belief is weak. Right? So we talk heavily on mindset. There's not any coaching company in the world that talks about mindset as much as we do. You know why? Because Andy Elliott has the craziest mindset I've ever been around. But he also was once weak. He was also once a coward. He also once didn't believe in himself. Man, I've been there watching the way that he's prepared and changed that stuff. So I fully believe, and you guys, many of you guys have been around us and seen us change it. So I want you to think about, like, where could you go over the next couple of years if you actually master these 7 skills? If you actually mastered these things, would you build stronger financial success? Would you be happier? The answer is hell yeah. Hell yeah. Is it going to be hard? Yes. Yeah. Unless you want a little baby-ass life, you know, the harder it gets, like, you should be thanking, you should be like, it's like, you should be like, yes, God, yes. What did I talk about? Mindset mastery. Can you keep up with this mind? Can you stop it from blocking all the blessings that are happening around you? Can you fixate it on the good blessings? Ed Milet calls it your reticular activator system. Think about it like a filter on your phone. Like we got all those filters and stuff. Does your filter on your brain, is it looking for the good stuff or is it looking for the bad stuff? Are the people that you're hiring or bringing around you, are they looking for the good stuff or are they looking for the bad stuff? Now, every day you can choose to change it. So you got to figure out, that's mastery, that's mastering yourself. So let's go, let's be ready, man. Love you guys. Go back through a couple of those tips and like really find them, prepare them, and let's go dominate. See you guys. All right, guys, you're the true 1%ers. You made it to the end of the video. Let's go. Like, comment, so we know who you are down below, and then share this video to somebody else who needs it, and also turn your notifications on, because we got the fire coming every single day. Amazing. We'll see you at the next video. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.